Hi everybody, welcome to the weekly dev stream with your boy Snowden Rooney. Hope you're all.
Hey everybody, how's it going, everyone?
Wait.
Hey,
I feel like I'm hearing
it's
something.
good to see everyone here again.
Wait, I thought you left, Jace. What the fuck?
What?
What are you doing here?
I don't know what else to do at this time of the week. What else am I supposed to do? I live here, right here on the internet.
I guess so.
Yeah.
You're stuck in the little box.
Yeah. I mean, I got nothing. I'm just reaching out to get some air to breathe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jace's still here.
Yeah.
For a little bit.
Yes.
Jace has officially, well, internally officially, I guess, sort of handed over the reins fully now.
Mm-hmm.
So we get a little bit bonus time here on the stream.
Ooh,
Yeah.
bonus time.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I think my last stream will be in 2 weeks, by the way, and I may have a stream next week. Here, we'll see. But otherwise, in 2 weeks, on the 4th of July, will be my last stream here. Okay, just so you know.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll hang out. Yeah.
It looks so lonely. Yeah, it's gonna be lonely.
Oh, so lonely.
Yeah, maybe we can talk a little bit of that actually, right here.
About your loneliness? Yeah.
About my loneliness. Yeah. I need to.
Yeah. Tell me how you feel, Snow.
But how does that make you feel? So yeah, it's gonna be obviously Jace is leaving, and it's gonna be a little bit different because you're not gonna see Jace's face anymore. And I saw a couple of comments, not many, but a few, asking on the YouTube last YouTube video whether we're still gonna be making videos on YouTube, and yes, we are. We're still gonna I think YouTube has been one of the best places really to put out information, not only for the sake of putting out info, but also the whole thing where you guys get to see that there are people working on this game, and the whole thing where we're not just it's not just Coffee Studios making something, it's there are actually people here working on things, and it's always been quite important for us to highlight that aspect of game development. So I really want to maintain that. So obviously the YouTube channel is still going to be very prioritized. But as for the stream, we're gonna can it. No, I think I haven't fully thought about what we're gonna do for the stream going forward, because this format that we have right now is really catered towards me and Jace doing the stream. So I think I'm still gonna keep streaming. Might be a little bit different. We might do more of a casual, maybe I'll play the game and hang out and we'll talk. Maybe it won't be this kind of show that we're doing right now, if you want to call it that. We'll see. I haven't thought too much about it. I guess we'll see, because it's gonna be a thing when I come back from vacation. That's when I need to tackle this, and I just want to push as much.
That's a later problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a later problem. And yeah, just for a clarification, when Snoot says we, I think he's referring to Coffee Stain.
Yeah.
It's not like me and Snoot, or Snoot and some already decided person or something. It's just you're referring to Coffee Stain in general.
Yep.
Wanting to continue putting out videos. Yeah.
Because I don't think we want to change I don't want to change the format of everything really. I would like to keep, doing the same thing. That's the plan.
But when we drop in manpower by half, we can't expect the exact same work, right?
Yes.
So yeah, feel it out, buddy, and do what you can. You got this. And the cool thing is, I think we've got a really, really nice community that will understand if we need to, if you need to adjust things moving forward. I think everyone knows that we really do our best. So.
Yeah, for sure. And also got a question here about Elida. What about the new CM? She moved over, or she moved on because she wanted to go back to Turkey. I'm trying to find the. I think it's better to just. I can't really do it. If you on our Discord, there is an announcement that Elida made.
Oh yeah.
I think it's better coming from her words, if anything. But essentially she's moving back to Turkey to be with her family during this period. So it's just me.
From 3 to 1.
Yep.
Yeah. And some people have asked, did we hire her to replace me? Some people have asked, but no, these were this is all complete coincidence. I had no intention when we sort of hired her to leave or anything like that. That's just how the cards ended up falling.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no, it's very easy to connect those dots, I suppose, but that's just not the case.
Yeah. As for whether we will hire a new CM, There may be a posting coming up soon. Soon, yeah. So
He said maybe. Maybe it's not happening, chat.
Yes, but yeah, more on that later. We have other things to talk about. I think more pressing matters is talking about what happened last week. Do you remember what happened last week, Jace? Because
I could never forget.
Dude. Oh wait, you're thinking of something else though. I know what you're thinking about. You're thinking of the little incident.
The incident.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about the incident anymore.
I can't remember what it was actually. That's so fucking.
The incident?
Yeah, I actually don't.
Oh, that clip has been burned into my memory for the rest of my life.
Oh yeah. No.
Also, your face. You set me up. I've watched it so many times, and I could see your shitty little grin before I even said anything. And then when I said something, you turned and looked at me all shocked, like, how could you? You asshole.
I feel like, no, I wasn't setting you up. I was more realizing that I was setting myself up.
Yeah.
But then you caught on, and I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, you were trying to dodge it, right? But then I picked it up and ran. I
realized as I was saying it that, like, oh, wait, cancel, go back, put in the brakes.
Yeah, I didn't realize until it was too late.
Yeah, those who know, okay? We're just going to leave it at that. No, but we released up to date on the experimental branch. Ooh, I think most people knew this at this point. Like, I don't think anyone's really surprised. But yeah, let me switch to state of dev actually, because it is state of dev related. So yeah, the update has been released. It is on experimental, and given how rocky development has been for this update, the release was kind of good actually.
Yeah.
Apart from a couple of things, the elephant in the room is some people are running into some performance issues and some stuttering, and so we just want to acknowledge that yes, that is definitely happening, and it's a tricky thing to talk about because like when people say performance issues, it varies widely. You know, for some people they went from like 60 FPS to like 30. For some people they went from like some people went from 10 FPS to 5 or less. I'm not going to name any names here. You also know who you are. But some people mention like I went from like 120 to like whatever 70 or 90 or something like that. And just to clarify something real quick, when we measure in games, we usually don't use FPS as like a benchmark because the thing with FPS is that FPS is not linear. So like the relationship between going from 120 FPS to 100 FPS is not the same as going from like 30 FPS to 10 FPS, for instance, because it's not linear. So like the more FPS you have, the smaller the difference. Like bigger gaps, bigger leaps are gonna be smaller. That didn't make any sense. But essentially, yeah. What I mean to say is
how do you explain it?
Yeah, it's tricky. It's better. I usually when I talk, I've done this in talks previously, and I usually have like a diagram showing the relationship between FPS and milliseconds, and like it's not linear when you measure in FPS. So it's kind of tricky. It might seem like it's a huge gap when you lose out frames at a higher frame rate, but you're actually not. Yeah. It's like a small kind of difference actually.
Yeah.
But
yeah, the FPS does change. Yeah. But the amount of milliseconds that's being taken up in terms of performance is much smaller, like from like 130 to 100 or something like that versus 30 to 20. Yeah.
But that's not to discern anyone that's running into issues on lower FPS, because we definitely do see some things weird, and it's also kind of random. For some people, there's no difference; it's quite good, and for some people with seemingly similar hardware, they have way more significant change. Or there's a bigger gap, and we're trying to figure out what it is. Unfortunately, the vacation period is kind of kicking in, so we probably will not be able to solve this issue before vacation period starts. In fact, we're probably only gonna be able to get in one more patch before vacation kicks in, and I'm gonna explain a little bit why. One of the reasons is because when we launched this update, there weren't too many like major issues like crashes and like game-breaking issues, so to speak, and that's quite good because usually the first like time when we release patches is like the first couple of hotfixes are usually to solve those kind of things. And this time around, it's quite good in that department at least. And the scary thing is when we patch, we may also break some things. So we've been very picky as to what we fix up until now, because we want to leave the game to be as good in a state as we can before vacation. And if
stable.
Yeah, exactly, as stable as possible. And if we like daddle too much with the update, then
I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, and then we might run into issues where like we might need to roll back patches, or you know, because we run into a situation where the game breaks for certain people. So that's why we won't patch too much before vacation, because we want to have like the manpower to be able to, like, when we actually do make patches again fully, to be able to roll out patches more quickly and like respond to stuff. So that's why the patches up until now have been quite small, and that's also why you will only see one more patch for now. I don't think we're going to be patching at all in July, and we'll be back again in August is the plan currently. Now, that's not to say we won't be working on the game in that period. We just won't be able to patch because the people who are responsible for patching won't be here. They will be on vacation, but also because we don't want to like set ourselves up in situations where we push patches that aren't stable. But yeah, that's the state of things as they are right now. Damn. There's obviously there's probably a couple of like things we could talk about during the Q&A section. Like if you guys have questions about specific issues, I can give you updates on like what's happening with that. We pushed a patch yesterday where we fixed the railway visual bug with railways being like weird, and same thing with the hypertube cannons and some of the pipes, which was just a visual issue. Also, highly recommend checking out the video Jace put out last week, by the way. I need to put in
if you're having any performance issues, that video is sort of like a in-depth kind of troubleshooting video. I was hoping to make it a kind of resource. It's got like chapters in it too, so you can skip to relevant parts. Just so that if you're having any sort of performance issues, you can run through some of these things that I talk about in the video, and that might help out. Help you out in the meantime. I think, but of course, the team is aware of the issues, and we're absolutely going to be looking into them. So
because I think that video sort of encompasses a lot of people have told me that some of the issues that they were having were solved. I think we might have some like communication issues in the options menu, certain places, you know. Also, like if you're on old hardware, when you enable TSR, which is enabled by default when you switch to ultra settings, like on my machine, for instance, just disabling TSR made the game run so much better. And it's like just the knowledge of knowing like what to tweak here and there to get sort of the expected performance can make a huge difference. There's unfortunately no, as far as we know, at the moment, there's no like good setting to fix the stuttering, like when you're moving between biomes. Sometimes the game like kind of freezes up for a couple of like sometimes seconds even for some people. We don't think, at least, there are like any settings to fix that, but there might be. Who knows? It's like the tricky thing with this performance issues that it can be like many small things that are like messing up for each other. It might be something hardware bound that makes it like impossible for us to know before we like check in on that specific hardware. So, and like also like what kind of, like when people say stuttering, like are we talking about the same kind of stutter, you know? Like it's a very broad discussion, but we are listening in as much as we can and trying to figure out like what's going on and trying to like sift through the discussions and get out what's going on. But yeah, that video is a really good starting point, I would say, if you're running into any type of performance issues to troubleshoot.
And there's kind of like a little checklist thingy that I talk about in that video as well. And if you sort of go through those things and you still have issues and you want to report your issues to us, like it's good to mention all the things that you tried out as well, which is like the things that I mentioned in that video, because that will help us, like when we see that you're having a certain experience, then we can rule out those things, right? Otherwise it can be tricky, because if someone's saying I've got the same settings but they have TSR on, that's a notable difference, which, you know, for some people it gives performance, some people it takes performance.
Yeah.
But it is notable if you're losing performance and you have it on, it's not the same settings as what you had in Update 7. So just things like that that help the team sort of figure out what's going on a little better.
It's also a bit annoying because there are certain hardware, like there's certain, like the 30 series NVIDIA graphics cards. For some reason, that specific series have had a lot of issues with Unreal Engine 5. Also trying to figure out why that is, because that's a pretty new card. And like some people are having it and some people aren't. I'm actually having some issues on my hard, like I have a 3070 at work and I actually have issues with that, but I don't have the same issue on my 1080 at home. So like it's kind of random sometimes.
Yeah, weird. Might be a driver thing, who knows?
Yeah. I think there's also a couple of videos in the community. If you just Google like Satisfactory Update 8, some people have posted some videos, so like suggestions, even outside of the game, like checking in the engine, like in the config files that we have. There's a lot more settings you can tweak with there to like sort of figure out what's going on. You're a little bit on your own in some of these cases because, you know, there's a lot of things to tweak. But for some people, it's gotten better. So do give that a glance too. And we're just gonna have to huddle up everyone and just get together and try and like share the knowledge as much as we can, and while we're trying to solve these issues.
So by the way, I think I heard a little earlier that someone said that your thing was a little quiet. Maybe bump that up.
My
a little
little
bit.
thing is quiet.
Your volume.
No,
your volume.
okay.
We got a raid here from Bits. Welcome, the melon raid. They're all here. Whole bunch of melons.
Oh boy. Bits dumped us on you.
Oh man.
Typical Bits, always dumping stuff.
Always dumping.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Why is Bits streaming on a Tuesday? That's uncalled for. That's like.
Oh, not anymore.
Yeah. Oh, not anymore. Yeah. We solved that.
Yeah. Oh, you're lucky. That was a close one, Bits. We're coming for you.
We're gonna get you. So yeah. There's. Let me check my notes real quick before I forget. Oh, I didn't have any notes for this. Let's just talk about other stuff, and then I'll remember during the Q&A if I forgot anything state of dev related. But TLDR, just because people joined in from Bits, I guess, is that vacation time is coming up, so we only have one more patch planned because we want to be safe and stability-wise. So far, the update has been pretty stable apart from the performance issues. So we don't want to tweak too much. So we're just going to push one more patch to fix a couple of things. And then we're off for vacation, and don't expect any patches in July. The patching will recommence in August because vacation. Long ass vacation. It's unfortunate. I think it was like the similar situation in Update 6, but I feel like it's it's better to sort of get it out there so we can sort of gauge what's going on.
And it still seems like a lot of people are enjoying it as well and having a good time as well. So like I think it's great that we got it out there.
Yeah.
A lot of people are really enjoying it, especially people who have been able to play the game with Lumen. It seems like a lot of people who can run it are really, really enjoying it.
Surprisingly, yeah. I was quite skeptical in like how performant Lumen.
I was nervous.
Yeah.
I was nervous.
But Lumen isn't really supported. Like it's just there so you can enable it if you want to try it out. Like we haven't tweaked the game for Lumen really. But it's cool. It's really cool in the community highlights, which we're about to find out soon.
Yeah. I turned it on stream the other day.
Yeah.
Lumen, and it tanked my PC, dude. My OBS was 2 FPS.
Yeah, especially when you stream as well. Like.
Yeah. It was immediately. Oh boy. Yeah. So I had to turn it off, but yeah.
So the next thing I want to talk about is I just want to kind of reiterate what we talked about last week. The wiki, the official Satisfactory wiki, has moved. It is now on satisfactory.wiki.gg. I'm not going to dive too much into why. We might make a video on this topic and like explain a bit more. But TLDR is essentially that like the editors for the wiki feel like it would be better to move it than to maintain it on fandom. And for multiple reasons. I also think that when we posted this or not we, I mean the editors for a wiki posted about this on the Satisfactory Reddit, a lot of people were quite pro this actually. So like they really liked that change. And I think the wiki's, like the new wiki is pretty dope.
Yeah, I think it's really good. And at the end of the day, like they're the people who contribute to the wiki.
Yeah.
So who are we to say whether they ought to stay somewhere else? Like if this is where the community wants to go, then that's where you'll go.
Stand by it. So all the Update 8 related information is just going to be like the old fandom wiki is still around. It might say in certain it might say somewhere that it's still the official wiki on fandom, but that is not the case. The wiki.gg one is the new official one, and all the Update 8 related info is going to be on the new wiki. So it will mostly be maintained there. So if you're looking for anything Update 8 related information, it's all on the new wiki, essentially. Good stuff. The other thing I want to talk about is that we revealed on stream last week that Dave at Heroic Replicas, one of our partners for our merch, launched a new Kickstarter, the third Kickstarter in a series of Kickstarters so far.
The trilogy is complete.
The trilogy is complete. This is the Return of the Jedi, but Kickstarter-wise. And it was a bit annoying because we didn't have the Kickstarter like fully ready because the decision to go to release Update 8 was so short. So like literally when we decided, we let Dave know, and he's like, all right, I guess I'll try and get the Kickstarter up and running, because the plan was to launch the Kickstarter along with the new update. But it is live now, but and it's not a but really. But the thing is, it's already been met. So,
yeah, that was crazy.
So like when I got the email from Dave, it's like, oh, the Kickstarter's live now, and I'm like, cool, I'm gonna share it on the Satisfactory Twitter. And by the time I shared it, it was already funded. So like, I mean, cool, nice job, everybody. There is a command in the Twitch thingy, in the chat thingy, where did I update? Yeah, there's a Kickstarter command and there's a merch command. Both will sort of go to the merch, but TLDR, this Kickstarter is like, there's a bunch of really nice goodies here. There's the Fixmas sweater. By the way, if you back the Kickstarter now, you should be getting the sweaters in November, so you will be able to enjoy this year. There's two types of Fixmas sweaters. There's this one with the conveyor belt, and there's the other one with the Pioneer, and the check mark. There's a size guide. There's also a like frame. What do they call it?
Oh yeah, what is that called? What's
the sunrise light box?
Right, the light box. Yeah. That thing is really neat.
Yeah, it's artwork made from our community. And there's a skateboard, also artwork made by our community.
By the way, that light box, just saying, if you're a streamer, I think, and if you're one of those streamers that have like cool like knickknacks in the background, I think that light box is look really good there. Just saying.
I should get one for my background. This is a skateboard, and there's a set of patches like iron-on patches. You can also sew them on. But the coup de resistance, the body pillow.
The number one requested merch item from the community by far. Sure. I checked the numbers.
We got a Snoot and Jace body pillow. This has been years in the making. Probably the most interactions we had on chat during the stream was when we revealed this. I'm sorry, but it's like two-sided. You got Jace on one side, so he's mortified on the body pillow, and then you got me on the other side.
Yep.
There's gonna be a limited amount.
You've got Evie on there with you, and I've got my little poop Marius here. This guy.
This
is my son.
There's only gonna be a limited amount. So first come, first serve, kind of. 2 backers.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, that's me and you. Yeah.
We made that joke during stream, and it's kind of funny because it's kind of true. There's also a boombox, which is like a little cassette player. Actually plays actual cassettes. You can also use it as a Bluetooth speaker, and you can put like a USB memory dongle in there as well. A bunch of stats. It's got an AM, FM shortwave receiver as well, stuff like that. It's both for Europe and US. So it's got 110 and 220 watts. Just public announcement, by the way. Make sure you set it to the right one when you get it. The switch is underneath the boombox. Otherwise you might run into electrical issues. Just be warned. But yeah, that's the Kickstarter right here, and it's already been fulfilled. So good on you.
Crazy.
Good on you all.
Yep.
But you obviously can still back it and you know, take part of the rewards and stuff like that. So yeah, dope. I think that's my list.
Jesus, that's terrifying.
What do you mean?
Someone said it would be sick to have the soundtrack on cassette tape.
Yeah.
The Satisfactory soundtrack. That would be sick.
That would be
And then
sick.
play it on there. That would be sick.
But we won't make it. But you can make
no,
it
we
yourself.
won't make it. Yeah, you can make it yourself. Yeah.
Making tapes. But yeah, that is a common question, is like whether we're gonna make the soundtrack for cassette. I mean, maybe we will in the future. We still haven't really finalized like we want to release the soundtrack in some manner, like on Spotify and all that stuff, and like as a maybe even as a vinyl. That would be cool, I think. But we haven't really nailed it, finalized that yet. But we will look into it, and maybe we want to include like a little cassette there, because I know some devs have released their soundtracks cassette, and it would make sense for us since we have like the boombox.
We have them in the game too, the cassettes.
Yeah.
And then yep.
So yeah, that is state of dev, I think.
Is there anything else?
I
think that's it, right?
feel like
Wiki, merch, experimental, vacation stuff.
I feel like I'm forgetting
that's it.
something, but
Yeah, I feel like you're forgetting something as well. Not me though.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm checking. Okay, Wiki move Kickstarter. That's all you said. I think that's it.
Yeah.
If we forget, we can talk about something else later.
yeah, and I'm also sure that there's more to go into depth on the state of dev, like when it comes to the experimental release right now. Right. Also, EA. When is EA coming? Long time away. Like I mentioned, we won't resume patching experimental until August probably because of vacation period. And like EA is don't really have a time frame at the moment when it's gonna come out. TwitchCon Paris? Yeah, we're gonna be in TwitchCon Paris, by the way.
Oh yeah, we should talk about that actually. Yeah. Oh, and one other thing.
Ooh.
Should we talk about the bonus thing? The
bonus thing.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe. Okay. Well, I can't tell you about it without leaking it immediately. But okay. So last time, all right. So we're gonna be at TwitchCon Paris this year, right? And last time we were there, we had like some goodies to give away, and we gave away a bunch. This time, we're much more prepared. So we're gonna have more goodies than last time. So we'll hopefully have a lot of stuff that we can hand out to people who come up and meet us. However, one thing is we gave away these little coins last time to a bunch of people. And so if you're one of the people, if you got one of those coins from us, bring it with you. That's all I have to say. Just bring it with you. And if you meet us, show us that you have that coin. And we'll give you something a little special.
A little special.
A little special.
Just
You
saying.
ate it? Well, sorry, we can't have it. Well, I mean, I suppose if it's poop covered. You know what? No, that won't do. Don't bring a poop covered coin to us.
Clean it first.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll be at TwitchCon, and like we don't have any like assigned booths or anything like that. We're just gonna be hanging out, walking around. So just walk around and look for us. We'll probably be probably tweet like if we're gonna be in certain places or something. And then we do plan on doing a meet and greet like we did last year as well, like an informal one somewhere. But we've heard that there aren't really great places to do it in the venue. But we'll just scope it out on the day. Follow us on Twitter, and then we'll say where we're gonna be and whatever, and then you can come meet us if you want to do that.
We might do it somewhere. Last time we did it outside the venue, so even if you weren't attending TwitchCon, you could still take part of the meetup.
Yeah, if you're just in the area, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what we do there, depending on what it looks like outside of, like close to the venue, or maybe like we'll see what we do. But just keep an eye out on the socials, and hopefully we'll see you there.
Yeah, last year was nice, Ronan. Yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah,
it was
last year was
super
amazing.
good. Yeah, I'm super excited for TwitchCon this year. I had
Same.
such a good experience last year.
Cool. I think that's now we're done with State of Dev.
Yep.
Cool.